Good afternoon, everyone. Today's video will tackle about one of the 17 sustainable goals established by the United Nations in 2015. The official wording is to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. Sustainable Development Goal 3 aspires to ensure health and well-being for all, including a bold commitment to end the epidemics of AIDS, tuberculosis, malaria, and other communicable diseases by 2030. It also aims to achieve universal health coverage and provide access to safe and effective medicines and vaccines for all. Ensuring healthy lives and promoting well-being at all ages is essential to sustainable development. The COVID-19 pandemic continues to spread human suffering. As of mid-2022, COVID-19 had infected more than 500 million people worldwide. The latest estimates show that global excess death, directly and indirectly attributable to COVID-19, could have been as high as 15 million by the end of 2021. The pandemic has severely disrupted essential health services, triggered an increase in the prevalence of anxiety and depression, lowered global life expectancy, derailed progress towards ending HIV, tuberculosis, and malaria, and halted 2 decades of work towards making health coverage universal. As a result, immunization coverage dropped for the first time in 10 years, and deaths from TB and malaria increased. Urgent and concerted action is needed to set the world back on a trajectory towards achieving Goal 3. Ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. The UN explains significant strides have been made in increasing life expectancy and reducing some of the common killers responsible for child and maternal mortality. Major progress has also been made on increasing access to clean water and sanitation, reducing malaria, tuberculosis, polio, and the spread of HIV/AIDS. However, many more efforts are needed to control a wide range of diseases and address many different persistent and emerging health issues. In-depth analysis across a range of health-related topics can be found at our World in Data entries on global health, polio, life expectancy, maternal mortality, child mortality, malaria, HIV/AIDS, suicide, burden of disease, eradication of diseases, cause of death, financing healthcare, and smoking. The UN has defined 13 targets and 28 indicators for Sustainable Development Goal 3. Targets specify the goals and indicators represent the metrics by which the world aims to track whether these targets are achieved. Target number 1. Reduce maternal mortality. In 2020, UN definition reduced the global maternal mortality ratio to less than 70 per 100,000 live births. In addition, all countries should reduce the maternal mortality ratio to less than 140 per 100,000 live births. Target 2. End all preventable deaths under 5 years of age. The under 5 mortality rate measures the number of children per 1,000 live births who die before their 5th birthday.
Target 3.3 Fight communicable diseases. UN definition by 2030 end the epidemics of AIDS, tuberculosis, malaria, and neglected tropical diseases and combat hepatitis, waterborne diseases, and other communicable diseases. Target 3.4 Reduce mortality from non-communicable diseases and promote mental health. UN definition by 2030 reduce by one-third premature mortality from non-communicable diseases through prevention and treatment and promote mental health and well-being. Target 3.5 Prevent and treat substance abuse. UN definition strengthen the prevention and treatment of substance abuse, including narcotic drug abuse and harmful use of alcohol. Target 3.6 Reduce road injuries and deaths. UN definition by 2020 have the number of global deaths and injuries from road traffic accidents. Target 3.7 Universal access to sexual and reproductive care, family planning, and education. UN definition by 2030 ensure universal access to sexual and reproductive health care services, including for family planning, information, and education, and the integration of reproductive health into national strategies and programs.
Target 3.8 Achieve universal health coverage. UN definition Achieve universal health coverage, including financial rest protection, access to quality essential health care services, and access to safe, effective, quality, and affordable essential medicine and vaccines for all. Target 3.9 Reduce illnesses and deaths from hazardous chemicals and pollution. UN definition by 2030 substantially reduce the number of deaths and illnesses from hazardous chemicals and air, water and soil pollution and contamination. Target 3.A Implement the WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control. UN definition strengthening the implementation of World Health Organization Framework Convention on Tobacco Control in all countries as appropriate. Target 3.B Support research, development, and universal access to affordable vaccines and medicines. UN definition support the research and development of vaccines and medicines for the communicable and non-communicable diseases that primarily affect developing countries. Provide access to affordable essential medicines and vaccines in accordance with the Doha Declaration on the TRIPS Agreement and Public Health, which affirms the right of developing countries to use to the full provision in the agreement on trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights regarding flexibility to protect public health and in particular provide access to medicines for all. Target 3.C Increase health financing and support health workforce in developing countries. UN definition substantially increase health financing and the recruitment, development, training, and retention of all workforce in developing countries, especially in less developed countries and small island developing states. Target 3.D Improve earlier warning system for global health risks. UN definition strengthening the capacity of all countries, in particular developing countries, for early warning risk reduction and management of national and global health risk.
10 habits to please people, which will benefit you. Habit 1. Spend the day entirely on yourself because you deserve it. It's good to have ambitions and take care of others. However, happy people know when to put things aside and devote all they care for themselves. Dr. Ami Kugut says that if we do not spend at least a few minutes every day, we are less happy than we could be. You need to focus on your needs and realize that your happiness is also essential, and for this, you should start doing what will dilute the routine. Taking care of yourself is an essential habit of many people. Even one day a week can improve your condition if you spend it on taking care of your good health. Habit number 2. Share qualms with friends. Sometimes things can get messy. In such situations, do not keep everything to yourself. Therefore, happy people are looking for support from friends. The perfect companion here is a friend with whom you can share experiences. Friends know how to listen and sometimes give useful tips. The main thing is not to forget to substitute the shoulder when they also need help. Habit number 3. Organize yourself. To-do list and its implementation. Drawing up a to-do list is the perfect tool for organizing a busy person's time. Happy people put their cases on such a list and ensure that all of its items have been fulfilled. This list should get everything you need to do in a day, regardless of the complexity. You will see for yourself how much happier you will be when you finish all the tasks from this list. Habit 4. Do good to others. Being a kind person and doing good is the key to well-being and fortune. By making someone happy, you are going to remember the feeling, and the person you help will surely pay you back in the future. As Dr. Oliver Scott Curry of the University of Cognitive Evolutionary Anthropology says, people are social animals. Helping members of society, co-workers, friends, relatives, and even random people in some circumstances makes it to where we feel happier. The findings of the study suggest helping others to bring pleasure, and mutual assistance is the only way to better the world. Habit number 5. Stop communicating with unreliable people, no matter how difficult it is. One crucial thing unites happy people. There are no untrustworthy people in the environment. A friend is a partner or relative, but your emotional well-being is much more valuable than indulging manipulators and people you are not sure of. Habit number 6. Make sure you do not starve and eat healthy food only. Happy people eat too. It does not mean that you need to feed through strength, but like overeating, hunger makes a person weak and causes fatigue. Agree, it is difficult to feel happy with an empty stomach. This is what Professor Andrews Oswald says about this. When vegetables and fruits are present in a person's diet, his sense of happiness increases faster than these products benefit the body. Find a snack in your full schedule, and your body will thank you. Habit number 7. Get organized in the workplace and dispose of rubbish. Happy people need a clean space, whether it is an office workplace, a studio, an apartment, or their own home. Your thoughts will become more apparent if you get rid of dirty cups, trash, and other paper on the table, and in general, it is much more pleasant to be clean than frantically looking for time to remove the mess around you. Habit number 8. You also deserve something pleasant. Pamper yourself. A delighting person knows when she deserves something good. Shopping to pamper yourself is harmless and boosts spirits. If not to make a toy of it, try to reward yourself that way after completing a job or putting a big project. Habit number 9. Positive thinking regardless of circumstances. There may be problems with this habit, especially if your thoughts are full of negativity. However, the fact remains that a happy person is focused on thinking positively. Avoiding bad words in their address, such people look at everything through the lens of positive. Learn to do the same, and with each new day, you will increasingly come closer to happiness. Habit and the last habit, number 10. No one is perfect, so learn to forgive yourself. Our mistakes is no way characterize us, and those who will live a happy life know how high the power of forgiveness is. Learn to forgive yourself if you have been rejected at work or have been kept from for the same course at the university. Life does not stand still, so let us be kind to ourselves. Everyone learns in her way to be happy. However, the essence is that happiness is possible for all of us and we all deserve it. Adhering to the above habits, you will surely come to joy, simultaneously charging positive people around you. And if during the night in your life nothing has changed, do not discourage and be indulgent to yourself. Some changes take time, and they are worth all the effort. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. The agenda is a plan of action for people, planet, and prosperity. It comprises of 17 sustainable development goals. These goals are indivisible and encompass economic, social, and environmental dimensions. Sustainable Development Goal 4 is the quality education. It aims to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Target 1. By 2020, ensure that all girls and boys complete free, equitable, and quality primary and secondary education, leading to relevant and effective learning outcomes. Target 2. By 2030, ensure that all girls and boys have access to quality early childhood development, care, and pre-primary education so that they are ready for primary education. Target 3. By 2030, ensure equal access for all women and men to affordable and quality technical, vocational, tertiary education, including university. Target 4. By 2030, substantially increase the number of youth and adults who have relevant skills, including technical and vocational skills for employment, decent jobs, and entrepreneurship. Target number 5. By 2030, eliminate gender disparities in education and ensure equal access to all levels of education and vocational training for the vulnerable, including persons with disabilities, indigenous peoples, and children in vulnerable situations. Target 6. By 2030, ensure that all youth and substantial proportion of adults, both men and women, achieve literacy and numeracy. Target 7. By 2030, ensure that all learners acquire the knowledge and skills needed to promote sustainable development, including, among others, through the education for sustainable development and sustainable lifestyles, human rights, gender equality, promotion of a culture of peace and non-violence, global citizenship and appreciation of cultural diversity and of culture's contribution to sustainable development.
The mass